and I love you so. The people ask me how I've lived till now. I tell them I don't know. I guess they understand how lonely life has been. But life began again the day you took my hand. And yes, I know how lonely life can be. The shadows follow me, and the night won't set me free. But I won't let the evening get me down. Now that you're around me, and you love me too. Your thoughts are just for me. You set my spirit free. I'm happy that you do. The book of life is brief, and once a page is read, all bad love is dead. That is my belief. And yes, I know how loveless life can be. The shadows follow me, and the night won't set me free. But I don't let the evening get me down. Now that you're around me, and I love you so. The people ask me how I've lived till now. I tell them I don't know.
I think we're live already. Today we're live even without the intro music. How about it? So, guys, this is Giada from Las Vegas, 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So today, normally we are Here Comes the Sun, do-do-do-do. So no Here Comes the Sun today because we have changed the system. We went from StreamYard to a different system to go live. We started last Sunday because he had a better sound for the concert, and probably we are going back to the StreamYard for the interviews because we have some challenges today. Guys, how are you doing? Where are you watching from? I mean, that's my question always. In a couple of days, it's going to be 50 days, 50, that you have been tuning in every day to watch me say hello to you. Actually, We started with like only 500 of us, and now we have days when we are even 90,000 of us, 90. I mean, you guys are all over the globe, and me, I'm always here in Las Vegas. You know, sometimes I take you with my backdrop, the green backdrop that I don't have today. I take you to Venice, to Verona. I took you. We did a concert like Sunday from La Fenice in theater in Venice, which you guys appears to love very much because right now we cannot travel no place. We have to stay home, all of us. And and because of that, of course, we like to fly with our mind some different places. Today is May 5th. May 5th. May 5th is a very special day for a few different reasons. Today actually is a great American day for American history because today Alan Shepard was the first American into space 59 years ago today. And it was such an achievement, of course, and a great hero. And so today was 59 years ago that he went into space. And in 1981, actually, today, Carnegie Hall opened. Can you believe it? Carnegie Hall in 1891. So how many years ago? I don't know. You guys made a calculation for me. 1891, they opened, and the first performance was from Tchaikovsky, for Peter Ilyich Tchaikovsky. And today is also a very special day. You know, I have a special connection with Holland, with the Netherlands, because I lived there in Amsterdam for 5 years. And actually, my first record contract with BMG was in Holland. They love Italian music over there. And today is Liberation Day. So it's a public holiday in the Netherlands and marked the end of the occupations during World War II. There's a cute pictures I found of the American soldier liberating. Can you show it again, JJ? I found it today, this morning, liberating the little, look at the cute little girls over there liberated by the American soldiers. My father was, of course, liberated by the American soldier in Italy. And to these days, you cannot touch Americans. Americans are the best people in the world. He remembers, he could recognize the American soldiers and the German ones from the shoes. He said, and I was watching the shoes and I knew if he was a German soldier, and then I saw the boots of the American, and those were the Americans. And my father was looking up and he said, because the German didn't have anything for us, but the Americans, they had dark chocolate. And so as a child, he remembered. To these days, if I say something, I never say something bad about America, but I can only mention something about wherever. My father said, the best people, the best planet, the best people in the whole planet are the American. So today we are celebrating these three very special things: the opening of Carnegie Hall, the first American man in space, and Liberation Day in Holland. This is a very, very, very special day. And today, of course, you have seen that on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I always have amazing friends that I always like to share with you. And today I have a very, very special one. I think we are having like a problem with the connection, JJ. I saw his beautiful face a second ago. So we changed the system, guys. So you have to forgive it today. Not everything will go accordingly. But my guest today, you can hear I'm calling him at Skype because this is the difference. So I'm calling him Nathan East. Nathan East has been like a major force in the music scene for 40 years, even though he looks like he's 40 years himself. But he started as a child, and he's still he's a founding member of the Foreplay. You know that how much I love their music, together with Pat Metheny, are two of my favorite music groups. But he played with Eric Clapton, with Kenny Loggins, Phil Collins, Al Jarreau, Stevie Wonder, Toto, Earth, Wind and Fire. He was part of Live Aid. Do you remember the 80s Live Aid? He was there playing, I think with Kenny Loggins. I'm going to ask about it. But he played with, he was on the first record of Madonna, Whitney Houston, Elton John, Beyonce, Lionel Richie, Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder. It's like, you're right. It's like I'm saying, basically the American history, he was with all of them. All the music we love, he was playing his bass. He's a bass player. But he played also with some superstars of my country, because ragazzi, alcuni di voi ci stanno guardando dall'Italia. Nathan East ha suonato con Laura Pausini, Andrea Bocelli, and many, many more. We're going to ask him actually about it. And I recorded myself. That was a dream coming true a couple of years back. Rodrigo Rios, he said, we're going to record a couple of songs, and said, you're going to be playing with Nathan East. I was like, wait a second, Nathan East. And you know what? I can tell you something, and you will soon find out yourself, that he's an amazing musician. I always admired him. It was like a dream coming true to play with him. And after I played with him, there is something that is even better than the ability he has to play, which is the human being that it is. He's an amazing, amazing human being. If can somebody be even better than the great musician it is? Yes, that's Nathan East. His heart, his soul, his presence, everything about Nathan East is magical. And today he's here with us. So can you imagine? I mean, a busy man like Nathan East, because I'm sure he's recording even now during the COVID-19. I'm sure Nathan is at home playing some amazing music that we are going to discover next year. So let's see if he's here, the one and only Nathan East. It should be a sir, Sir Nathan East. Are you there, sir? And there he is.
Hello, ciao. My
Ciao,
dear
come
friend.
stai? How are you?
I'm just, and I played with you. So,
I was just saying to everybody that I get to see you, but you don't get to see me, right? With this new system.
I know, but tu sei bellissima.
Tu sei
Anyway,
bellissimo, inside and out, as you guys say in America, dentro e fuori. That's you. I was just saying that. I mean, you are music history. You have played in all the records we all love. You are part of Foreplay, which I do adore. I will tell you later something funny about it. But I mean, where is Nathan East coming from? When did you start? Can you tell us a little bit about the little Nathan East? I found a cute picture actually that maybe JJ can show about the little Nathan East. Where are you coming from?
well, first of all, thank you for that introduction. I don't know if I could live up to that, but
Yeah.
but it's funny. Just been busy doing what I love to do, and this instrument sort of chose me. And when I was 14 years old, and I never really looked back. And it's been a blessing my entire life. All the places that I've had to go, including some of the most beautiful places. I was in Lake Garda in Italy only a few months ago,
Oh.
and it was just so gorgeous. I wanted to go back.
Me too. Let's go.
I mean, just beautiful, and so I just feel blessed that, like we all that are in this business. And before we go further, I just appreciate what you're doing here. And really, every day I pray fervently for all the doctors and nurses and healthcare workers that, like, they're like our soldiers now, saving us, saving our lives. So, we're trying to do everything we can to help save theirs, like stay at home. And so this is why I'm happy we have a chance to speak from home to you. But I just these workers and professionals and are just really, really the most important people right now for our survival.
A few days ago, Nathan, I don't know if you were aware, there was like the Day of Gratitude, and was asked by one of the radio in New York, asked all the musicians they could to play Lean on Me in honor of all the heroes, which you said, the doctors and the nurses and everybody who is still working, because we are at home to save life, but they are out there risking their life to save other people's lives. So I thought this COVID-19 has really changed. Don't you think has made us realize that what is important in this life? It's
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I've been just every day, I think more and more about it, and it just feels like a reboot for humanity and an opportunity to everybody at the same exact time
yeah.
go deep down inside your soul and work it out. All the questions that you've had to ask, and we have time for it now, and we have a perfect opportunity. So, I think,
and we get to spend more time with the people in our life, because
yes.
when have you been home so long as now with your whole family, Nathan?
Yeah,
Never.
not since I've lived here, and my daughter and son, I have twins, and they're going to be 20 next week, and they both, said they confirmed that this is the longest we've ever been together in our whole
May
lives.
11, right? 20 years ago, you became father of twins. I
Right.
mean,
And it's something very special, and because I travel all over the world, a lot of times I've had to leave, and it's very hard to it's the balance is something that we all have to work on.
yeah, and I see a lot of video of you play with Noah. Noah is an amazing piano player, one of the two twins, and the other one is she's into sports, right? Sarah, she runs.
Yes, Sarah is on the track team at UC Berkeley. up in
Wow.
Northern California. So she was just starting the outdoor track season, and we went to one track meet where she did great, and then that was it. It was over. you know. So,
Oh well, this is just like I'm showing pictures of your family because what struck me the most when I met you, but you know, I said it in my introduction, I knew you as the iconic bass player that you are because you have a way, the way you play, you should know that every time I listen to a records, I don't know why, even though I play piano, I always listen to the bass. For me, the
wow.
bass, the drums give the groove, but the bass give the groove with some notes. So for me, that it's captivating. That's why I love Foreplay and Pat Metheny, where two of my favorite records was Journey of Foreplay and Last Train Home of Pat Metheny. I saw him in Padova years back at concert and blew me away. That's I said for me, that's what music is.
Wow.
That's. But so
I agree.
I mean, but it struck me. I mean that you are an impressive musicians, the most tasteful bass player, and you can play any kind of music because you groove with Heart, Wind, and Fire. You play any kind of you, and then you never play one note too much or too less. So you are remarkable in that. And then I met Nathan East, the man, and my grandfather used to say, what counts is the person, and you are, if is that even possible, even more remarkable as a human being than you are as a musician. So my question to you is, who inspired you in your life to be the person that you are? The musicians, I can imagine you've been inspired, but many great. We all read in interviews about you. But as a human being, who do you think made you the Nathanese that I love, the
Uh,
person?
well, I, I can't stand it.
No, but that's what you are.
I mean, first of all, I wish my parents were alive just to just to hear what you're saying, because to me that's the best compliment you can give to the parents
Yeah.
of their children, and also they were my guiding light and my everything. We had a large Catholic family growing up. They had 8 children,
Wow.
and um, there was just a lot of love in the family, and so for they always wanted us just to be good people, be close, loving, and it's a very simple equation, and
Yeah.
I just feel blessed to have come from the family that I did.
How many brothers and sisters do you have? Because I'm the only child in my family. I have a brother, but he's my cousin. I call my brother. But how many were you? 8, you said?
Yes, we we would have a big sister. My mom's first baby didn't make it,
Oh.
so she had a crib death back in the day when
Oh.
sudden infant death syndrome was widely happening. So, but she went on to have 7 more children.
Whoa.
And I have my big brother Raymond East. He's actually a Monsignor East. He became ordained a priest almost 40 years ago, and he has a parish called Saint Teresa of Avila in Washington D.C. So if anybody's ever out there, definitely go check out his service. He's a wonderful man, and has just dedicated his life in service of the Lord. And then my brother David, he plays guitar. So that's kind of like me tagging along with him, got me interested in the bass. Then I'm the third boy, and then I have younger sister Cecilia, then younger brother Marcel, younger sister
Awesome.
Gertrude, and younger brother James, and everybody loves music.
I met your brother, one of your brothers, and he's just like you, an amazing person. It's funny that you said you wish your mother and father were with us. They are with us, Nathan. They are watching from heaven. Because me, every time I say that one of the things I'm more grateful for in my life, it's my talent, which is a God-given gift, and my parents. Because everything I am, the positive person that I have, the loving person I am, is because of them. They showed me as a little girl what was important, which I think I'm very grateful to them. They're watching, by the way. My mom and dad, la mamma e papà ci stanno guardando. And I was bragging about you, Nathan, because of course they knew you as a musicians, because I played the CD Journey so many times at home, so they know your music. And I said to my mom that was struck me about you. I met several famous people, but you are one of the one that struck me the most, also for your faith.
Oh
Not,
well,
yeah,
everything comes from God. Every breath and our entire existence, our bodies, we're renting.
Yeah.
But this is why, every morning when I wake up, I drop to my knees in a prayer of thanks and gratitude just for waking me up and putting breath into my
Yes.
body every day.
My grandfather used to say to me when I was a little girl that we were, and I thought it was crazy when I was a little girl. He used to tell me that we were only passing by. We were on a destination to a better place. So make sure that you leave. So you're just a guest here. So make sure you leave this place. You treat this place with respect, and you leave it a better place. Which, as a little girl, I was like, where am I going? I mean, I'm here, but now I understand. We are. And
Right.
we're what he say, and so I think my faith is one also of my gift. I have a musical question to you because, I mean, I'm obsessed with bass because, as I said, I love the sound of bass. And you start as a cello player, right? I read on your thing, and
Yeah.
but I have a personal question because all the musicians, the great musicians I've met, you guys fall in love with an instrument and you treat your instruments like it's your baby. Nobody can touch your bass, I'm sure. Not even your lovely wives and your kids. That's daddy's bass. Be careful. So,
Be careful. Yeah.
I see many of them on the back there. You have so many. You're even, yeah, look at that. But you even have a model, the BBNE2. I read on the internet that is the signature model. So it's a Nathan East bass. Is that one you're playing over there? But
Yes, and this is made by Yamaha, and I'm very fortunate because wherever I go in the world, I can just have them provide me with my signature bass, and it's exactly my specifications
wow.
and perfect everything. So
But my question to you is, do you remember the first bass you ever had and who bought it to you? Do you still have it? I mean, I still remember my first piano my parents bought to me. It was so old, Nathan, that he had two things that you could open up and you could put candles. It was like he had the chandelier, so old was the piano. And then, of course, I got a better one. But do you remember your first bass?
I do, and remind me, I have a quick story about candles and the piano at a foreplay concert that I'll tell you as well. But my first bass was about this long. It was a short scale bass that my mom bought me from the pawn shop downtown San Diego for $49.
Wow.
And I'll never forget. And it actually sounded really good. And I had let one of my friends use it, and then they turned out they sold it, or so I've been looking for it for the longest. But that was my first bass, and then she took me to New York to Manny's Music, and then got me a Fender Jazz bass. So now it was a real professional bass, and that one I do still have. And I'll never forget opening up the case and the aroma of just the new case and the new bass, and it was just like every time. And to me, to this day, it's still a magical instrument. I switched from cello after maybe 3 years from the junior high school. When I got to high school, I switched to bass because, again, like you, when I listen to music, I just heard the bass, and then all these songs on the radio and Motown, and I would listen, and it would be just my ear would go to the bass and listen. Oh, who's that? James Jamerson or Chuck Rainey or Paul McCartney, and it would just like focus on that. So now it's still the same thing. I have the same problem.
Yeah, one of my questions to you, I mean, you've been playing with the greatest artists out there. And I know you said in an interview that all of them, I mean, for us, Eric Clapton, for instance, is an idol, but you said he's just like you, an amazing person. And I do believe that. And so my question to you is, you have played any song many times. You recorded with me, matter of fact. You did it again. Sounds that probably you played 20 other times with 20 other artists. That's you and Eric Clapton. And every time when you play a song, you give something different, something special. What is music to you? What keeps you grounded? And what makes music and our job to these days for you at your level still so special for you? Because I have the feeling that you play every time I see you lost in. I have some picture of you playing when you play with me, and I was like, I cannot believe that Nathan East is lost in music with my simple music, a genius like you.
Listen, I loved your music, but by the way, for me, I love good music. So I don't care if it's very complicated and progressive or simple. It's all has the same it has the same meaning for my heart. And I when we recorded Tears in Heaven for Eric Clapton, and of course Connor Clapton was a sweet, precious little boy. You know, I knew him,
Yeah.
and you know, when I was recording that song, the song played me. You know, I didn't, the notes that were coming out were being played, and so I wasn't playing the song was playing me. And when I go to record, I try to put myself in the place where I just hold the instrument and then I let the song play me. You know, and that to me is one of the most honest and organic ways for me to make music.
Yeah, that's what makes you Nathan East, and it doesn't make you a bass player. It makes you Nathan East. I'm always say we don't have to say you're a bass player. You're Nathan East. Everybody's supposed to know, should know who you are. I have a question though. You play some iconic bass lines, and with the music of Earth, Wind and Fire, you played with Toto. When you were creating, like for instance, Footloose, were you aware? I know there was a long process to write that song. Were you aware that, or when you made Get Happy? I mean, are you aware when you create those groove with your bass that you're making music history? Of Whitney Houston first CD or Madonna first CD? I mean, come on, Michael Jackson Bad CD. That's
You know,
music history.
you know what? As a matter of fact, I'm going to ask you if you could be my manager. You know more than I
I
do.
will be your manager. I will be your agent.
Unbelievable.
But do you know? Because I mean, come on. I mean, that's iconic. Footloose. Who doesn't dance when they hear the intro? It's the bass that keeps the song.
Well, you know, for that particular song, Footloose, we had months on the road to practice it every day. Wherever we went, we would set up in the one of the ballrooms at the hotel we were staying at, and we would practice that song, you know, because it was such an important thing for Kenny, you know. So really, like every day I had a chance to just change it. And literally I had months to try to just make this bass line better, 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 better. And we went in the studio, and I think it was the first take. We did it. Everybody liked it. And it turned out to be Song of the Year at the Grammys. We played it at the Grammys many, many times. And so it's just in all of our work ethic, we just try to do our best. You know, we don't know if it's going to be a hit. It's going to be a big record, a small record, if anybody's ever going to hear it. But those are the times, though, especially when you're recording with Michael Jackson or Daft Punk or whoever. There's a feeling that, wow, this better be good because a lot of people are going to hear it. You know,
Daft Punk. That was it was recent here, and I mean, I remember I am showing the pictures of you with Pharrell Williams when you play guys at the Grammy, and I was like, I couldn't believe that even that music was Nathan East. You know, I mean,
well, you know, and I have many musical influences on that particular song. I was trying to have like a Bernard Edwards kind of sound and feel, you know, very chic-ish, you know, like because Nile Rodgers was playing. So, you know, you have directions that you lean in, and I think all of us, we try to do something that we're going to be proud of, because once you leave the studio and once they make a record, you know, that's there forever to live, you know. So years and years and years past when we're here, that music is still going to be here. So, you know, we try to do the best we can.
I think you don't have to work hard to do the best you can. You just are the best. That's what it is. Question
Bless
to
you.
you though. I mean, you played in all these iconic records. I mean, music that we all love and know. I mean, you mentioned Tears in Heaven. I mean, that song is, I mean, is larger than life. But do you have, of all the things you have done, you played Live Aid, you play for Nelson Mandela, 3 American presidents. You have done so much. You play for the Pope, Pope Wojtyla. If you have to mention the Queen of England, if you have to mention something that really struck you, that stayed with you to these days, that you're like, that was something that even you, Nathan East, that have seen and done everything, that's something I'm so proud of. And what would it be? I know it's impossible, right? But
Well, you mentioned a lot of those. You know, I mean, when you're at the Royal Albert Hall and the Queen of England and Nelson Mandela are in the audience, you know, and you get to meet them, that's kind of a big deal, you know. And then, but the one that really got me too was when President Barack Obama was was inaugurated, we were on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, and there were literally 2 million people out there. And I had my grandparents' picture and my parents' picture on my music stand because they never would have been alive to see the first Black president.
Yeah.
But so, and everybody's crying. And not only that, it's like when you think of 2 million people, it's just like as far as the eye can see, is straight ahead to the left and the right. And then the entire industry was Herbie Hancock, Chick Corea. I mean, no, not Chick Corea, Stevie Wonder, Bono, James Taylor, Beyonce. I mean, it was every single very important artist, on one stage celebrating. And so that was really, a memorable occasion. And when we finished, they said, okay, everybody stay in your place as the first family leaves. So we all stayed where we were. And I think I was standing next to Herbie Hancock. But then President Obama, he came and walked over to each one of us and shook our hands. And, he looked me in the eye and he said, "Hey, you were really laying it down." And I'm going, this is unbelievable, that he just was so perceptive. And I'm telling you, it turned, and every single one of those artists too, we were all like little kids, just happy to be there. And a very, very special occasion that I'll remember forever.
I have a very nice, sweet anecdote about President Barack Obama myself. I was asked to sing the Italian national anthem in Washington at the NIAF, which is one of the biggest Italian-American organizations. I've done it for years. And the year that one of the last year I did it, the keynote speaker was President Barack Obama. So normally it's at that hotel. What is the Hilton Hotel, JJ? So normally, because I knew the hotel, there is a back door when I can go and check my makeup. So the day, I said before I got to sing the national anthem, I was wearing this beautiful blue dress, I wanted to go on the back of the stage to put some powder on my nose. And I opened the door and the car parked in because, after Reagan accident, the president is not allowed to step out of the hotel. So they have a tunnel inside the Hilton Hotel and the car was parked there. President Barack Obama was sitting next to the car and he had like 20 security guards. Me, I just walked in with my little purse and my little powder, all bedazzled. And I had my powder and of course I see Mr. Barack Obama, the president. I'm struck by, I look at him and this security guard with glasses comes to me and said, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm just powdering my nose." "I don't think so, madam." And they pushed me out. But Mr. Barack Obama, he raised his hands like in sign of hello. And me, I just said hello to him and I stepped out and then I went on stage and I sang without powder on my nose and I sang it. But I had such a great memory. I saw him for a second. It was very special. And then he went on stage, Nathan, and I'm not into politics and at all. And the room was filled of Italian Americans that were more of the other party, let's say. So before his speech, everybody was kind of hostile to him. They said, "We will not." And then Mr. Barack Obama was a charmer. He went on stage and just like you, he had this big smile and he captivated everybody with words of, he gave compliments, of course, to the Italian. We are Italian. We want to hear we are the best. So he said, "Do you know what I like about Italian?" He said, "Sophia Loren, this and that and the other." And everybody was like, wow, applauding. Like he kissed all the lady, Nathan, all the lady on stage. Nancy Pelosi was there, Maria Bartiromo. He kissed all the lady. And all the lady were like, what? I could see the lady. They were like, "I wish I was on stage to be kissed by the president." Me too. I wish I was on stage to be kissed by Barack Obama. So it's...
That's funny. Well, I played at the White House many times. At one of the times, it was like a gospel night. And so they had Aretha Franklin there, and all the gospel artists. So he came when we were sound checking, and he came down in the afternoon. He says, "You're having a good day when you come to your living room and Aretha Franklin is rehearsing."
Yeah, right?
And it's like, that's unbelievable. And the concert was great. It was called In Performance at the White House. It became a PBS special gospel night. And the best thing was Aretha was so into it that she started singing and then she went down to her knees. The Spirit filled her heart when she was on her knees. But then when she went to get back up, she had a hard time getting up. And I think her dress was stuck or something. So President Obama just went up and helped Aretha Franklin up. It was the best thing ever,
That's
And
beautiful. I think I
I
saw
mean,
the PBS
what a
special. I
memory.
saw all the music special they filmed from the White House because Mr. Barack Obama really is a music lover. He loves
Yeah,
music.
yeah. He really loved music. We
Yeah.
played one night there with the American Songbook, and so James Taylor and
Ah.
Smokey Robinson and just so many great artists. And again, it's exciting because just to get in there, the dogs have to sniff your instrument cases, and then you have to
Oh.
go through this check and then another check here, and it's really like you're in a movie. When you go over there, it's fantastic.
Been there, done that. I have to leave. I have a wireless Sennheiser microphone. I have to bring it the day before at the Hilton Hotel because it needed to be checked, And I was like, "But it's my microphone." And then I remember I wanted to meet because the year before I sang for Joe Biden, the vice president, and I was able to meet him. So I asked this. I'm not Nathan East. I'm nobody. So I asked one of the security guard. He was not even looking at me, the sunglasses. They said, "Excuse me," he said, "Sir, do you think I can meet the president?" Without even looking at me, he said, "Are you in the list of the people I'm supposed to meet?" I said, "No, I don't think so." There's no way. But I tried, Nathan. I tried.
Oh no, well they're very personable. We
Yes.
all took pictures together, and it's just great to be, in line. Here's James Taylor
Oh
next,
gosh.
and he's just as excited as you are, to get in there and get a photo. And then they're very gracious and
Yes.
lovely people.
Yeah, I'm always say God bless everybody that is out there serving our country and trying to keep
Yeah,
us safe. And for sure,
absolutely.
I always I'm not up political. I'm always say I hope that they always stay protected because I'm love to be a musician and a singer because me and you, Nathan, we promote love, music, we make people dream, and being a politician is tough. Right away you're going to create it's dangerous. You're going to create friends and enemies, and still you have to have an opinion and you have to go for it. So God bless all the politicians because
God
I'm
bless
always
all
say
of them.
God
Yeah,
bless them all.
yeah.
That
Protect
said,
them.
you are an amazing musician, but I know everything about you. First of all, we have something else in common. You love to go. I lived in Amsterdam for 5 years, and everything go by bike over there. We bike everywhere, so I love to go
Yeah,
with a bike. And I read that you love to go around the country with a bike. You have even a special bike that you can travel with.
absolutely. I have a bike. It's made in England called a Brompton, and it
Okay.
folds up, in thirds, and it folds into a small little. You can fit into a suitcase, and I've actually taken the bike and put it on the overhead compartment in the airplane.
Wow.
Um, and as soon as I get to wherever city I'm going to go, I just unfold the bike and I go. And it's just a great way to see the world. Amsterdam, by the way, I was going to be there in a couple of weeks with Eric Clapton on the tour, but
Yeah.
we obviously everybody's got shut down. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, one of my favorite things to do on the road. It just gives me a chance to see that I've taken that bike to about a dozen countries now, and
Wow. Now one
yeah,
day we have to go for a bike ride, me and you.
definitely,
I
definitely.
love. I
You know
like the
what?
freedom that
I
the
got
bike
lost
gives
in
us. The
Rome one
air.
night.
Question. And
Yeah,
another thing that I know we have in common, I had several of my guests were magicians because I'm obsessed with magic. I know they are tricks, but and you are a magician. You learned some tricks from David Copperfield.
when I joined the Magic Castle, David Copperfield was there the night I joined. So we got to visit a little. And when you join that, it's a place in Los Angeles. You have to actually audition for these magicians at it, and they're all like 90, 100 years old. So they've seen everything, and you have to audition to become a member. So I did that, and he was there, and then I also joined the Magic Circle in London, and same thing. I had to be sponsored, so Simon Drake sponsored me, and then
Oh,
every week there you go and magicians jam just like musicians. It's good fun.
can you show us any trick, or is just too complicated? You're
Oh,
not
let me
prepared.
see.
Can you?
I can let me see if I usually try to do stuff that I can do right there. So, for instance,
Ladies and gentlemen, Nathan is the
yeah,
magician. Forget about the
okay,
bass player. Change of career.
okay. Watch very carefully as the ring jumps fingers, and then it goes back. Now, a lot of people think
Now,
it's some kind of magic ring, but it's not. It just vanishes into thin air.
you are just magic. Where is the ring?
Now I don't know. I'm gonna have to find it.
Oh God, that's ladies and gentlemen, can you believe it?
You know what? Magic is something. It's like music around the world. People like magic, and so I actually have different. I have a Japanese sensei that's in Japan, and when I go there, we get together and jam. And I have friends in a lot of the places that I go that are magicians. So it's
That's
good fun.
that's just magic. And I also read that you like to fly because today we just said that Alan Shepard went to the moon 59 years ago on space. You like to? You are a private pilot?
Yes, I'm a private pilot. You know, four of us in our family got private pilot's license. My brother David, again, I was tagging along with him, and he got his first. And then my brother Marcel and James, they both have theirs. Our father was an aircraft design engineer for General Dynamics at Convair. So he used to come home with all these pictures, top secret, the rocket silos and everything. And he'd take us every now and then to he would take us to the air shows, and sometimes he'd take us to the site and see secret projects. He designed the tail section of the C5.
Wow.
He designed the swept wings on the F-15. You know, that sweep back like that. So
Wow.
we all had the aviation bug since we were very young, and not only that, he had the world's record in the 50 and the 100-yard dash when he was in college in the 40s.
Wow.
In 1939, 40, yeah.
Amazing.
So he's an amazing man.
You were born in Philadelphia. Were your parents also born and raised in Philadelphia? Your mom and dad?
You know, my father was born in Middle Drift, South Africa,
Wow.
and my mother was born in St. Louis. So they met. She lived in New Jersey. He lived in Philadelphia, and then they met in college, and had the kids, and then they moved out to the West Coast, which is where we spent most of our lives. And so, yeah, he was his sister was and my grandfather missionary in South Africa, and there's hospitals and memorials named after them.
Oh, amazing. Have you been to Africa to see where your roots are, where they were born?
Absolutely, and it's not far from Botswana, where we played with Eric Clapton many years ago. But I still, one of these days, I'm going to really try to go on a pilgrimage and find out all the paths that they walked, because that's exciting to me.
That's amazing. And you mentioned the amazing love story of your parents, but you know that I sing about love. They ask me, what kind of singer are you? I sing about love. I try to cheer up people. And I do believe in real love story. And you and your wife, you married your sweetheart, right? She's been the woman of your dream ever since you were kids.
Absolutely. I remember the first day I saw her on campus at UCSD when I was, I think she was a freshman. I was a sophomore. And I knew something in my heart, just knew that she was the one. And we've been married. We're coming up on our 25th wedding anniversary here. And I've known her all those. I knew her family. She's my family, and our parents, they all loved each other. So I always say a match made in heaven.
Don't you think, even for you, Nathan is the man of remarkable success. Don't you think that your family, I know, because I know you said in many interviews, you think that your family and your kids are the greatest things you've been blessed with.
The most important project I've ever been involved in. Yeah,
forget the Grammy, that's the family, but I'm totally I totally agree with you.
Nothing's more important, and for me, that's why I know what an important time this is, and what a strain it has been on a lot of people, and the economy, and people that have passed away. I keep them in my prayers, but for me, it's been a perfect opportunity to just become closer with my family and my kids and my wife, and just really be here, because I'm always have suitcases packed all the time.
I know, and I've been blessed today of myself, because I'm like, where else could I have had an half an hour with Nathan East face to
Oh,
face to cheer up the world. Only
wow.
COVID-19. So you see, sometimes we need. I always try to see the positive, even in things that are, because I mean, this is not a good period. Let's be honest. It's eat a lot the musicians because we are not working, we're not performing, we don't know when we're going on. But I mean, it made us more human being. It made me. I mean, it made me spending enough an hour with you. You know how much that
Oh,
means for me?
well,
More than
bless you.
anything else.
Well, it's really special for me, and I enjoyed being in the studio recording with you. Real quickly, you talked about your piano with the
Yes.
candles. One time we were doing a concert with Foreplay, and we had the piano, and we do a lot of romantic music, so we had the candles on the piano, and we were playing, and for some reason, then there were flowers. For some reason, they caught on fire. The flowers. Next thing you know, the top of the piano was on fire while we're playing.
That's funny. That's what my parents were afraid, because when I remember I saw the candle, I was maybe like 7 years old, and I said to mom and dad, "Oh, we can put candle." I always had a kind of a thing with fire. My parents were like, "No way, no, that wouldn't be me."
By the way, I feel something in my ear that's where the ring went. I can't believe it. Come
Guys,
on.
that's unbelievable. You and your
But,
magic. Well, now that I know, I mean, I want to see more. So next time I see you, I want to see more tricks about you. Can you believe it? The 25 minutes flew so fast. JJ also
oh,
showed a
no.
picture of you as a little boy. You were cute as a bottom. Look at you, how cute you were.
By the way, I just wanted to also say, for the people in Italy, northern Italy, I'm praying for them too because they got hit pretty hard.
Yeah.
But I was in Lake Garda, and my friend was kind enough to send me a few things from there.
Oh.
Came in the mail. I got some pesto that's absolutely
Mmm.
delicious, and I got some Parmigiano Reggiano.
Parmigiano Reggiano. That I have a question before I leave you. I cannot leave you without. Do you cook? Do you like food, Nathan? Because I mean, you're healthy. Look at you.
I
Guys, if you
love
touch
food.
Nathanese, he's all muscle. But do you like to
No,
cook?
no, I love it, and I mean, this is the best cheese I've ever had in my life. It's over 100 years old, and
Wow.
so I have a very soft spot in my heart for Italian people, Italian food. One time I was in Milano, and I went to just a corner place, and I had the best pasta ever. Tony Renes, for our first anniversary, made my wife and I spaghetti. They
Oh.
started 24 hours before with the sauce and tomato. And this was the best spaghetti. By the end of the week, we were just taking one little spoonful.
No,
It's unbelievable.
now, well, I have in my book of dreams, I have many dreams, and dreams are,
Yeah,
are desire that the hearts have, so I'm sure they're going to happen. One is to play with you again on a stage,
absolutely.
because, yeah, I know we've been saying that, but it will happen.
We
And
will. I know we will.
and the one time I want to have you in Italy with me somewhere. Now that I
Oh,
know that you love my country so much. Have you ever been to Venice, where I was born and raised?
I've never been to Venice. I've been to every, I can't believe it.
No, Nathan, no,
Every, I've
you're
been,
telling me you've never been to Venice?
I've never been. I've been to Forte del Mame. I've been to Pisa, Lucca,
So, this
and I've
is
never
said
been
and
to Venice.
done. Next time, when this is over, we are going to Italy together. We are going to Venice, and I take you to
Please.
all my favorite. I talk always about Venice every day. My fans, they know I'm obsessed with Venice. There are some
Uh,
places in Venice that, only if you are Venetian you can go into, and there are some restaurants
yeah.
that are to die for, friends of mine. So, Nathan, put it in your books. You have to
Okay,
come to Venice with
please,
me.
promise. Everybody, this is proof. I have all these witnesses that are watching this. This is proof that
Yeah.
we are going to Venice.
No,
to-
I mean, and you are such a good soul. You're gonna be loving Venice. Venice is romantic, and you and
uh,
your wife, oh boy, you're gonna get
uh,
married again over there.
well,
51
we had
years, you
planned.
said in July. Now,
Yes, in July we had planned to go because July we'd be on tour there with Eric Clapton.
oh,
So I was gonna fly her over, and we were gonna have our 25th anniversary over in Italy. But we have to wait now.
now we are gonna do it when next year. Next year, bigger celebrations, and the
Yes.
world is gonna be amazing. Nathan, I wanna thank you with all my heart for
Thank
finding
you.
time in your busy schedule, because I know you're busy even during this quarantine. And what can I say? I am blessed to call you my friends. And we don't see each other that often, but ladies and gentlemen, you should know that sometimes Nathan is send me happy Merry Christmas, Happy Easter. You are just a blessing. You are just a special human being. I love you. Your parents are watching down and you so proud because you are, yes, they are.
Thank
You are
you.
one of a kind. I love you,
Thank you.
man. Stay blessed. Stay happy. Thank you for all the music and thank you for all the music you're gonna be giving us in the when this is
Thank you.
over.
I love you too. Everybody stay safe, please, and just be careful. And we're going to get through this.
We will. God bless you, man. Thank you so much and see you
God bless
soon.
you. Bye
Or
bye.
a big hug. I mean,
Ciao. Big hug.
ciao. Love you, man. So, guys, that was Nathan East. Was it that's amazing of what I told you? I mean, can a person be even more spectacular than Nathan East? I don't think it's possible. I mean, I met a few people, but I mean, there is only one Nathan East, and I see a lot, thousands of comments, guys. I'm sure you had also question from Nathan East. We didn't even talk about foreplay. You know, I'm obsessed with foreplay, and I know many of you are super fan. I know my friend Wes Roberts. He has all the records of foreplay, and I'm sure Wes. I'm sure you had question for Nathan East. Well, I will send him an email and ask your question because I know some of you guys really love the music, and me too. I said. Some of those records are he and Pat Metheny are my favorite jazz musicians ever. So today the half an hour with Nathan went so fast. As I told you, Nathan was not able to see me because the system today was a little bit different. So tomorrow probably we go back to StreamYard. Tomorrow my guest is going to be a funny one too. Tomorrow I'm going to have as my guest John DiDomenico. So we are coming back to Las Vegas tomorrow. John DiDomenico is a comedian and an impersonator. He had a lot of fame lately because he did some things with about Donald Trump. Not offensive, just fun things. You know, we all have to respect each other. But we're going to be talking with John DiDomenico how he can become other person because he can be Jay Leno, he can be anybody else. He really with wigs and makeup. I don't know. It might take hours. So we're going to be talking tomorrow with John here from Las Vegas, and then on Thursday I'm going to have a beautiful woman that she could have been like a sexy singer or whatsoever. No, she decided to become a comedian, and she is funny. She's I've seen her live so many times. It's Kelly Clinton Holmes, of course, married to Clint Holmes, the one and only, talking about amazing people. So this is what is going to be happening this week. I'm so excited, and I mean, Nathan East was very special to me. As you can imagine, it's been in all the records, in all the music I like. He basically played with all the people I love and adore, and then he played with me. And by the way, in two songs that I have not released yet. So when the COVID-19 is gonna be over, I'm gonna finish also those records. He played with me on Time on a Bottle that we did it in Italian and in Spanish, the Jim Croce song, and we played together It's Impossible, the sounds of Armando Manzanero as a duet. We went to Mexico to record also that part. And by the way, today is also Cinco de Mayo. Today is also Cinco de Mayo. So talking about Armando Manzanero, the most famous Mexican songwriter and singer. Today is Cinco de Mayo. We should have done something like Bésame, bésame mucho, or something Spanish. But I didn't even thought about it now because I said Cinque Maggio, 5 of May. E by the way, voglio anche ringraziare e salutare la mia mamma e il mio papà che ci stanno guardando, credo dal vivo, altrimenti ci guardano domani mattina. Buongiorno cari mamma e papà. And each and every one of you, I see thousands of messages. JJ, there were new people over there today? Many new people. So guys, thank you. A lot of people from Canada. So thank you guys for tuning in. This is Giada Valenti from Las Vegas. I know many of you probably tune in and are like, who is she? Well, I am Giada. I'm here with you for almost 50 days. So if you just tune in every day. I'm live every day, 2 p.m. And I try to bring some cheer, some love, and I'm always say, I bring cheers and joy to you, and you bring it to me because I love to spend after this chat with you time reading your comments. And what else can I say? Well, nothing. Tomorrow, so you know what is... Oh yeah, Cameo. JJ's remind me, by the way, Mother's Day is coming. And every day there is a birthday or something special. So I just joined a week ago, I think, something called Cameo, cameo.com/Giada Valenti. And basically is, I've been approved. If you are an artist in the arts, a musician, a singer, a dancer, or just a celebrity of any kind, because I've seen people that are not specifically singers or musicians, but they are there. So if you like, you go to Cameo, and you can buy a dedication, special song of happy birthday, whatever you want me to, for a special person in your life. It's only for special people in your life. And Mother's Day is coming up, so if you want to wish a happy Mother's Day to your mother, or the mother of your kids, if you're a husband, you want your wife to be serenaded by something special. Right now we can also no places to buy things. So Cameo is a good way to have a special present. You go there, and so it's cameo.com/Giada Valenti, and you can see, you can fill your name and your request. So you say, I would love you to wish happy birthday, happy Mother's Day, buon compleanno. And by the way, I do it in English, in Italiano, in Dutch, and in French. So, and I can even fake some Espanol if you want me to. So I do it in all languages, and I can sing a single song. So it's I think it's $50. Cameo takes a percentage. And it's another way that you can help this quarantine, no work, no salary for all of us artists. So you can check my Cameo, but of course you can also go there and check who else, many artists that are there. And so I'm looking forward to record something on Cameo for you. Then what else? I think I want to thank again my guest. And today I want to thank also Doug Artline, that I made him my chief editor, because every day he posts on his social media. He knows everything about movies and birthday. So I said, hey, if there is something very special coming up, let me know. And Doug told me that today, it was Doug that actually told me that today Alan Shepard was the first American in space 59 years ago. And that was such an achievement for and actually also Doug sent me a beautiful pictures of when Alan Shepard met the Kennedy family. JJ, I think, is looking for the picture. If we can find a picture, he found me a beautiful picture talking about elegance, the Kennedy. I mean, Jacqueline Kennedy, she was one of the first lady of class now. So JJ cannot find the picture. So sorry. As I said today we are using this new system, so which we are not going to be using tomorrow for the interview with John DiDomenico, but the sound is better, I've been told. Oh, there's the picture. That's Alan Shepard, the first American to space 59 years ago today. Thank you to Doug, meeting the Kennedy. Look at that. And that's his wife, and so that's American history. And in honor of that, the first time we went to the space, we heard also that my guest today is a private pilot, an Atonist. So I decided to leave you with a song. So let's fly to that. And that's his wife, and so it's you can hear that we even have some. In honor of that, the first time we went to the today, this system is being like funny. So guys, are you having a good time over there? Where are you watching from? And here is Fly Me to
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see how spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Fill my heart with songs and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Here we go again. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see how spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Fill my heart with songs and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. this is a beautiful song. This is a sign for beautiful music. So this was Fly Me to the Moon. And by the way, today I didn't do much with my sign languages because I didn't talk so much. You know me, friends and family, we are together every day. And I do love you all. So, and what else? Today we had my musical guest, Nathan East. This is the sign for a person in music, and he's a bass player. So I don't know. Maybe this is the bass, but it was amazing to have him as guest. I know you guys love him and left me so many messages. I want to thank each and every one of you that is being with me every day for close to 50 days. I think 2 or 3 days, and it's going to be 50. We're going to be celebrating 50 days. And I want to welcome the one that were here today for the first time. Voglio ringraziare tutti quelli che sono stati con me per tantissimi giorni, quasi 50 giorni, e dare il benvenuto a quelli che sono stati con noi oggi per la prima volta. Voglio mandare un bacio a tutti quelli che ci guardano dall'Italia. You saw that even today, even Nathan is such a legendary musician, loves Italy. Italy is a beautiful place. Every day I like you to take you somewhere. Yesterday I took you to Verona. Tomorrow my guest actually is called John Di Domenico. So there is some Italian over there. And should you wanted to see more of this live video, you can always go on giada.live. Giada.live, and you can see all the video with all the amazing guests I had in the last 4 weeks. I think I started 4 weeks ago with guests. So you can see, or you can see the recipe I cooked if you want to see it again. By the way, talking about recipes, Saturday we will be cooking. I'm going to make pasta with broccoli and anchovies. I know many of you, I asked yesterday if you guys like fennel, finocchio, and you said yes. So I'm probably the week after that, I'm going to do some of my favorite fennel finocchi recipe, which is light, is healthy, it's good. So stay tuned for Saturdays in the kitchen. And Giada.live if you want to watch back the episodes. And please go also on my YouTube channel and subscribe over there. Sometimes we have difficulty to watch also for you guys there on Instagram. So if you go on youtube.com/GiadaValenti, you can always have a better screen and sound of everything I do. And I know that Sunday when we did a concert, there were some problem for the guys outside the United States with the sound. Facebook have mute some of the videos. Well, that's not happening on YouTube for the moment. So you can always go and subscribe to giadavalenti.com on YouTube and subscribe. And many of you were also the other day were saying, how come that you never see my comments when I'm live? First of all, because the computer is far away from me, so I cannot see, not even if I wear my glasses. But also because many of you I have 3 Facebook pages. One is a fan page, the official one, and then I have 2 personal ones. So if you are following this video from my personal web page, I'm not going to be able to see your comments until I switch off the live streaming. If you gather all together in my official page, then I'm able to see your comments. And you have to like the page, so I'm going to see you and you're allowed to write. And the one, somebody said, how do you recognize the official one? What is written of Giada Valenti official page? But otherwise, you see, in all the picture is the one I'm looking down. So I'm not looking at you, I'm looking down. That's my official Giada Valenti page for the moment. I'm looking down. So guys, it was a pleasure to have you here today with me. I was beyond honored to have with me Nathan East, the one and only, the musicians, but most of all the man, the one I love even more than the music man, because he's an amazing blessing. And I want to thank you all for being with me, and I'm going to see you tomorrow, same time, 2 p.m. Thank you, Doug, for the suggestion. If something is happening tomorrow, May 6th, just let me know. And I'm going to see you on Cameo as well. And domani alle 2, alle 5 o alle 23, I'm going to see you tomorrow. Ci vediamo domani. Bye bye. Thank you for your applause and your love. I love you too. I love you. Now I go.
A domani.
But I truly hope that I'll see you here sometime, same place. And until then, my heart just say, Dankeschön, dear old Dankeschön. Thank you for seeing me again. Though I'm here in my solitude, I know you are there, and in my heart I smile again. And so I sing here in my solitude. waiting to see you, same time, same place, and I can't wait to say again, Dankeschön, 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 dear old Auf Wiedersehen. See you tomorrow. A domani.